Oh my gosh, what's this? A game store? In my house? Yes, that's right, Mr. Customer. Welcome to the world's best game store. We have all the best video games for your Nintendo and Game Boy that you could ever have wanted. Wow, that's so amazing. Look at all these games. Yeah, there's so many games you can't even believe it probably. Holy jeez, is that the new Mario? Heck yeah, it is. This is Mario vs. the Ninja Turtles, the hottest new game that everyone wants, especially you. I want that. I know. And wait, is that a new Zelda game too? No, it's like 5 new Zelda games. And Zelda can do different stuff in each one. This one Zelda can fly. This one he can dig underground. This one he's a ghost that can turn invisible. This one he can beat the game in just 10 minutes. And in this one he has a gun. Whoa, whoa, that's awesome. And we have like 500,000 of other games too. More games than you could ever play in even 500 days. This store is the best, but I'm sad now because I only have $3.50 something cents. Actually, I have good news for you because all these games together only cost $3.50 something cents. I can have them all these games. I can bring them home and have them to play. Yep, yay! Games. Huh, what the hell's he doing now? Shh, let him play. Weird kid. Let's get this out of the way. I'm a 40-something-year-old dweeb who lives with his mom and makes videos about retro games on YouTube. I'm in no position to tell anyone how their life is going. I can barely keep my Tamagotchi alive and that thing literally beeps when it needs something. But in the big picture, I feel like this whole weird thing we're doing, this emulation hobby, I feel like it's something bigger than just retro games. And I'm gonna try to explain why I think that badly. As a little dweeb, I had a Nintendo Power subscription that my mom got me. She never minded spending money on books, anything to get me reading instead of, I don't know, picking my nose for 3 hours straight or whatever I did with my time. In hindsight, that magazine was basically a big ad for Nintendo to sell more games, but hey, we didn't have a lot of options to learn about new games. This was before the internet. We had 2 TV stations where I lived in North Ontario. One was French and Je ne parle pas français, and the other one mostly played curling and local funerals. So information about games was hard to come by. We mostly just heard stuff on the schoolyard, rumors, legends, lies, like how someone's cousin swore you could play as Bowser in Mario 3 if you beat the game 100 times without dying or whatever. So something like Nintendo Power was pure gold for a little dweeb in the 80s and 90s when I was a little dweeb. Every month I'd open those pages and just marvel at all the games. With nice big artwork and screenshots, tips and tricks. This was the closest I could come to having those games. Just looking at the pictures, reading about them, and imagining what they'd be like to play. I think Mom knew what she was doing. She couldn't afford to buy me all those games, but knew that reading about them would sort of scratch that itch. Just enough. Some kids came from families with lots of money and had tons of games. I had a few friends like that. And my cousin, who lived in the city. He had a giant shelf full of games, all the consoles and the best controllers and a computer. I'd come over and be like, wow, look at all those games. And then I'd find out that he doesn't even play half them. Some of them were still unopened in the box. That just blew my dweeby little mind. I couldn't understand it. You have all these games. How are you not overwhelmed with joy every day of your life? Money was tight in our house as long as I can remember, and new games were not common. Maybe once or twice a year I'd get one for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, or I'd scrape together some change to afford a used game. Even then I had to trade in my old ones to make it work. I remember one summer I'd saved every cent I had, which was probably just my mom slipping me change from the laundry jar, and then we went to the game store. I traded in an old game or two and I brought all my summer savings, but of course the Mario and Zelda games were up high in the you need money section. My budget got me the $10 to $20 games on the bottom shelf, so I have a vivid memory of sitting on the floor of the store, staring at the boxes trying to choose. I had no idea if any of them were good, so I picked one entirely based on the box art, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the NES. I had a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde comic book at home that I liked. I actually bought it again as an adult for the nostalgia. You know how it goes. So I thought I'd like the game too. And I don't know if you've ever played Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the NES, but let's just say that it is not a good game. So not good. I dare you to play it and try to beat it. Young TechDweeb was pretty bummed with his life choices just then, which is sort of a theme with me throughout my life, now that I think about it. Great box art though. Hey, what's with the crying?
He's sad about his video game.
You're crying about a game. What the hell, kid?
I let Kyle borrow my game, my favorite one, just for a weekend, but then he gave it to Trevor, and now Trevor says he gave it back to Kyle, but Kyle says he didn't give it back, and now no one knows who has it, or they both know and they're not telling me.
So what? Go get it. Go get it back from Trevor and Kyle. Don't let bullies push you around.
What do you mean? I can't. They're really big.
Then stop crying. You either deal with it like a man or accept that it's gone. Life doesn't hand you things on a silver platter.
Oh, be nice. He lost his game.
I am being nice. Son, come here. Listen, you gotta grow up and stop being a frickin' dweeb about everything. Video games don't matter, son. They're not even real. Alright?
Yeah, okay.
See, that's how dads handle stuff.
You know, I bet that game wasn't even that good. It was so good.
There's lots of reasons that we're drawn to emulation. There's two main ones I think most people know about, but there's also a secret third one that doesn't get talked about much, except on sappy TechDweeb videos. The first reason, the big one, is that finally, after all these years, we get to fulfill the dream of having access to a ton of amazing games, especially the ones we wanted when we were kids. It was a fantasy, a sacred longing to have all the games. And now with a single retro doodad, heck, even a cheap thing like this G350, we have them. All these old arcade and Nintendo and Sega games we could only ever read about or borrow here in this thing. It's wild. I didn't own a lot of games growing up, but I was an avid borrower of games. And renter. Oh man, the lost art of the video game rental. Trying to rent the same cartridge before someone else wiped your save file. That whole era of game cartridges passed around, of tip sheets and playground lies. Kids today will never know the struggle. Games were expensive and free games basically didn't exist. But now there's more free games than anyone could ever have time to play. On PC, phones, consoles, you could live a full and happy gaming life without spending a dime. But back then, games were a precious commodity. So maybe you were like young TechDweeb, just desperate for more games. Because you love games, and you still do. And that's why you got your retro doodad. That's why you're watching this video, because deep down you know that exploring the vast, weird, and beautiful world of retro games is one of the best joys that life has to offer. The second reason is a little softer. It's because we loved these games, and replaying your old favorite games isn't just about having fun with the game, it's about the nostalgia. Going back in time, back to the garage sale where you picked up some obscure Atari cartridges because they were $1. Back to that one borrowed NES game you didn't even like that much, but you played for 30 hours anyway because it was all you had. Back to the rich kid with the Super Nintendo who let you play for 10 minutes if you watched him beat F-Zero first. Back to the cute girl on your street with the Sega Genesis and how you pretended to care about Ariel the Little Mermaid just to spend time near her. Back to the PlayStation and Nintendo 64 blowing your tiny brain apart with 3D graphics and full voice acting. Enjoying them now is both reliving the memories and also just playing a good freaking game.
You know, some people say this is a real wishing well. Really? Yep, you write your wish on a piece of paper, toss it in, and it might just come true. Wow. Give it a try. Do I just throw it in? Yep. Bye, wish. Great. What did you wish for? I wished for all the video games. Of course you did. Well, I hope it comes true. Oh, it will. Let's get milkshakes. Oh, honey, no, not today. We've still got to get gas on the way home, and I have money. But you need that for your video game. You've been saving. It's my money, Mom. I have enough. I don't need an expensive game. I can still get one. Milkshakes are your favorite. You said so yourself. I want to get milkshakes. Let me, please. Oh, Dweeb, you're such a sweet boy. You know that? Sweet like a milkshake? Well, I don't know about that. They're pretty sweet. One time I put gummy bears in mine. Oh, neat.
There's another reason we do this though. I've tried to touch on this in past videos, but I haven't quite found the words to capture it. And I probably won't today either, to be honest, but I'm gonna keep trying. I think it's like this hobby, this silly retro gaming thing. Playing these old games and buying retro doodads, it kind of puts it all in perspective. These games have been with me through my whole life, from childhood until now. And when I play them, I remember where I've been and I can see how far I've come. And it's almost humbling. Like, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm still the same kid that I've always been, but now I look around at what I have. All this amazing stuff I have and the experiences I can have on magical pieces of tech like this, and it makes me proud. I'm proud to have this, I'm proud of the life I have, and I'm even proud of the man I've become. But for some reason. Sometimes I'll be scrolling through a list of thousands of games on some goofy little handheld, even a cheap one like this $40 Game Boy shaped thing from China, and I'll just get choked up because I'm a big sappy man baby, and also because it's my dream come true. I used to wish for something like this. Just a Game Boy with all the games. That's all I wanted in life. And now I have it. And I'm so proud that I do because I wanted it for so long. And not just that, I've got other stuff too. I have a house. Okay, it's my mom's house, but I take care of it too. I have a car, and I have this room full of computers and Game Boys and CRTs and Dungeons and Dragons posters, and I love it here. That's all little TechDweeb could have ever wanted, and so much more because I have a job now too. It was touch and go there for a while, and my mom never thought it would ever work, but at this point, YouTube has become my job, and I'm finally able to make enough money to feel like a normal grown-up. To be clear, it's barely enough. Some people think YouTubers are rich, and maybe some of them are, but that's not the case. Not for me anyways. I still buy off-brand cereal and cut my own hair. And I still feel like little TechDweeb most days. I still feel confused and scared all the freaking time. Like I'm just pretending to be a grown-up, but I've made it this far and nobody has found out yet that I have no idea what's going on or what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, let's keep that between us, okay? It's easy to get cynical, you know? Some new doodad comes along and you're like, it's the same chipset as the last one. Or, why isn't it OLED? Or, I refuse to play without Wi-Fi for retro achievements. We've gotten so spoiled, but the truth is, this is magic. And anyone can get one and fulfill their childhood fantasy. So I don't know, I mean, maybe you don't feel the same way, but I think there's a chance that you do. At least I think all of us need to feel proud, and we should feel proud. We did it. We made it to the point where we can play all these games that we loved, and all the ones we never got to try, all the ones we didn't even know existed, and we can feel like that bright-eyed 8-year-old again anytime we want, and then look around and realize that we've built a life worth being proud of. That's the point that I hope I made all right. Emulation puts it in perspective and it helps me realize that I'm proud of me, and I think you should probably be proud of you too. And I hope you are. And that's it from me. I'm TechDweeb, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.